Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mika. If you're new here, hello. If you're not, welcome back. So today I just want to talk about my pregnancy. My pregnancy really, not to say restarted my depression, but it played a part in it because it caused so much stress on me. I recently had a baby. She is not recently now, I guess. Well, kind of recently. She's still under you. She's 8 months. Um, my pregnancy was really rough this time around, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. I had a subchorionic hemorrhage, well, subchorionic hematoma, which is also known as a subchorionic bleed. Um, I didn't know much about this, but as soon as they said it, it caused me to worry instantly. They were like, "Don't worry about it. It usually resolves on its own. It's not that serious." So I went down a rabbit hole and I Googled, I looked things up, and I saw about it. So I'm gonna explain to you a little bit what it is. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, but I know it's sometimes easier for people to hear from layman terms from other people who experienced it, So I just want to share my experience, and maybe it'll cause you not to worry as much. Of course, it is something that is still very serious, but maybe it'll help you not stress. I'm sorry, I'm rocking. I do I do that. Okay. Um, so a subchronic hematoma is the accumulation of blood between the uterine lining and the placental wall, or it can be the, Lord, hold on to me, probably gonna say this wrong, the coron, which is the outer fetal membrane next to the uterus. Um, you can have bleeding with it or not. It's not always gonna happen with bleeding. I did not. I'm sorry, I just had a blank moment. So I did not. It usually resolves on its own. So, that's why doctors don't tend to worry about it. You're just supposed to take it easy, not lift on anything heavy, and you should be fine. In some cases, they don't resolve on their own though, and it can cause you to have your placenta separate from your uterine wall, which can cause you to have a miscarriage or premature labor. So when I saw that, I completely worried, and then I saw how rare it was. This only happens to 1% of women who are pregnant, and it's more common in IVF. I conceived naturally, so I was part of that 1%, and I was scared, and I was so worried about losing, my baby. I didn't know it was a girl at the time. I found out before I found out she was a girl. And this was just the first thing that, started my stressing through my pregnancy. Not too long, I think maybe within the first 5 weeks of me finding out I had it, it resolved itself. And I was relieved. I was happy, we were good. And then the baby was fine after this, It was never her after this, it was me. I ended up having high blood pressure. So the doctor put me on medication to help control my blood pressure to keep me from getting preeclampsia. And this was very early on in the pregnancy. I was under 25 weeks. So she put me on, I forgot what the name of the medication was. From there, I ended up having to go into the hospital. I had increased heart rates, dang near blacking out, was weak, lightheaded, my blood pressure was dropping. So they had to figure out what was wrong with me. And I ended up having to have like a heart monitor placed on me, overnight. Went home, did my normal daily thing, and they monitored my heart rate. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, So this was like an on and off thing throughout my whole pregnancy. I got taken out of work really early on. It was really rough for me, and it was so different from my first pregnancy. My first pregnancy was so smooth and easy. I had morning sickness my first trimester, and then it stopped. But with my daughter, it continued the whole pregnancy from start to finish. It was really rough for me. Like I said, I couldn't eat because I was always throwing up. I lost a lot of weight. Gained it all back after I had her. Ugh. But I lost a lot of weight. I would just fall out, and it was scary to me. She ended up taking me off of the blood pressure medicine, and we went from there. It was like, we're just gonna monitor your blood pressure, make sure it doesn't go back up. I was placed on a certain type of diet, cutting back my sodium. I couldn't have things that would raise my cholesterol, not cholesterol, I'm sorry, raise my blood pressure to keep me from having preeclampsia, or causing my blood pressure to go back up. But I ended up being fine with that. And then when it was time to have my glucose test, I failed my first one. But the second one, it ended up going well. I didn't have a gestational diabetes, so I had to do the 24-hour, not 24 hours, like 6 hour, 6 hour, I think 6 hour glucose test. So they never heard of it the first time around because I passed. So if you don't know what a 6 hour glucose test is, you go, you drink this really, really, really sweet liquid. I went in at like 4 in the morning to make sure that I was not there all day. Maybe it wasn't 4, maybe it was 6. I think they opened at 6. I'm sorry, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but went in at 6 in the morning. I'm gonna just say, because I'm not exactly sure about the time, but I think somewhere between 4 and 6. And they make you drink this really, really sweet liquid, and then as soon as you finish it, you have to finish it within the first 5 minutes. Then they take you back, and then they draw your blood. They draw your blood every single hour to see how your body is processing your sugar. Okay, so after that one, I passed. That was fine. I got to go home, no gestational diabetes. And then we just continued the nausea and the pain. Like, I have sciatic nerve issues. I had it while I was pregnant, and they still haven't gone away. My doctor was just like, they're gonna go on its own. You can see a chiropractor, but it might not help. I'm 8 months after having my daughter. I don't know how long it's gonna be before it goes back to normal. If it's gonna go back to normal, I do yoga. Typically helps. It helps a little bit with the pain. So that's something. And sometimes it was a little difficult to walk because the pain from my sciatic nerve would be so bad that I couldn't walk. And her father had to help me most of the time, and they didn't want me taking a bath by myself, and it was just a lot. And I don't regret any of this, though. My daughter is amazing. She's beautiful. She's charismatic. You would swear she's been here before. But this whole experience started something again. When I went into labor, I didn't expect it. If you would like a labor story, I would gladly give you one. Just let me know down in the comments below. I'll tell my little labor story. It won't be long, but I wasn't expecting to go in that day because I had ended up getting scheduled to go in to get induced, and she came before then. Once she came, it was just like a relief. I was done. She was here. She was so tiny. She was only 5 pounds, 14 ounces, which, I mean, I guess it's not so tiny, but she was tiny. My son, when he was born, he was like 7 pounds and 7 ounces. So I had, like a normal baby, and I have this little bitty baby. And it was just so amazing to see. And then I don't know what happened. I do have a history of depression and anxiety from not dealing with things in my past. So, I guess after I had her, emotions just got the best of me. Of course, it was never to the point where I wanted to harm her or harm myself, but days just seemed gloomier for some reason. I have these 2 beautiful kids, and I'm sad. I'm depressed, so I talked to my doctor, and she prescribed me medicine. I couldn't take it. I think I was taking Zofran, and it just hurt. My stomach was always hurting me. I had these bad headaches, like, and I had to wean myself off it and stop taking it. And I couldn't just go right back to my doctor because we had hurricanes back to back out here. Hurricane Laura destroyed my area, you know, so I couldn't just go back and get new medicine. So I had to just deal with it, and it just got harder and harder. So whenever things finally went back to normal, I went back to my doctor, and she gave me something else. So my along with the first anxiety medicine, you know, I was still gaining weight. She told me it was a mixture of the anxiety medicine and my birth control. That was not helping my self esteem. That was not helping my depression. It's not helping my confidence. You know, as I got bigger, I got sadder because this wasn't where I wanted to be. And don't get me wrong, I think I'm beautiful. You know, I love myself. Mostly, you know, like during my depression, I wasn't happy. I didn't think I was pretty. I I didn't think I was me, you know. And that's a lot of issue with a lot of women after, not a lot, but you know, that's an issue with some women after they have a baby. You know, things change, body parts don't look the same, your weight doesn't go down, you may have a pouch, you know, from having a C-section, or anything can cause you to not be yourself. And I was experiencing that, you know. It was because it was just such a different experience, again, from my first pregnancy. And that's something that people don't really understand, you know. Well, not to say really don't understand, but every pregnancy is different. Every baby affects you differently. Your body may not react the same way that it reacted to the first one. And I mean, I always knew that, but I didn't expect how different that would be for me, you know. um I do want more kids eventually. I'm hoping I'm in a healthier place physically, mentally, before I have another kid. um like I said, I just wanted to share this video as a way to spread information about, like, the subchorionic hemorrhage, from one hematoma. I'm sorry, I keep calling it a hemorrhage. The subchorionic hematoma, because like I said, I was so scared, and I went down this rabbit hole, and it was just like, use your results, but you know, and then one case, you know, you can lose your baby, and that was just the biggest thing to me. That was the scariest thing. And that just, I didn't want, you know, to hear that. And the doctors was like, it was gonna be okay, and my mother-in-law was like, it's gonna be all right. I talked to this doctor, and da 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 da. He said this, but I didn't want to hear that. You know, like I just needed it to be over. I guess I never had another woman be able to tell me, you know, oh, I had this. It was okay. It resolved on its own. And I mean, I guess, you know, you should always listen to your doctors. They're gonna tell you what's right. But whenever you're scared and you're worried about something, having another person who experienced it, to me, makes things better. Like, makes it seem like it's gonna be okay, because you have that living proof. You have a beautiful child that, you know, you that made it through that situation. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you can understand, you know, you have that baby. That baby is here. It's beautiful. It's healthy. He made it. She made it. You know, and that's something that I needed. And you know, I didn't actually look on YouTube, and I should have. I really should have. So again, I just wanted to share this experience with you guys. So if, you know, if anybody's ever going through that same thing, I hope I can reassure you that it's gonna be okay, you know, to just take it easy, take it day by day, drink water, relax, bond with your baby, you know, and pray that you're not that 1% that loses your child. You know, it's not gonna happen. We're gonna speak positivity on every woman in every pregnancy, for safety, for health, you know, just a warm thing. Warm feelings, warm vibes, warm love, just getting shared. Because nobody ever wants to go through losing a child. That is the hardest thing someone will ever experience, and I thank God that I haven't. You know, so I just want to share this video again, like I said, to share my story. And if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I want to do more talks like this with you guys. I feel like it connects us. It might sound super cheesy, but this is how I feel. And I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. And I just want to thank you all for the support that you've given me. It means so much to me. You just don't know. And I just can't wait to see you guys again. Bye.